Tom Grossi, the modern superfan. Tom Grossi didn't just love the Green Bay Packers, he turned his fandom into a full time career that raised over $1 million for charity. This former high school teacher from Wisconsin has attended every single Packers game for over 20 years, but what makes him legendary isn't just his perfect attendance record. In 2023, Grossi pulled off one of the most insane superfan stunts in NFL history, the 30 and 30 challenge. He visited all 30 NFL stadiums in 30 days, documenting every game, every tailgate, and every fan experience along the way. This wasn't just a publicity stunt. He raised over $500,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital while proving that super fandom could be a force for good. What sets Grossi apart from old school superfans is how he's adapted to the digital age. His YouTube channel has hundreds of thousands of subscribers who follow his Packers reactions, stadium reviews, and general football content. He's turned being a superfan into actual content creation, showing other fans that obsession can become a career if you're creative enough. The NFL took notice too. They named him the 2023 NFL Fan of the Year, officially recognizing what Packers fans had known for decades. Grossi represents the evolution of superfandom from the guy who just shows up to games to somebody who builds communities, raises money, and creates content that brings fans together. Grossi proves that modern superfans don't just consume, they create. He's shown that you can love your team obsessively while also making the world a better place, one stadium visit at a time. Dolphin Denny, the original franchise superfan. Denny Sim, better known as Dolphin Denny, was there from the very beginning when the Miami Dolphins played their first game in 1966. For 35 years, this man was the glittering, energetic heartbeat of Dolphins fandom, wearing his signature orange and aqua hats that sparkled under the Miami sun like disco balls at a football game. What made Dolphin Denny special wasn't just his longevity, it was his energy. This guy could fire up an entire stadium with his enthusiasm, leading cheers and chants with the kind of passion that made everyone around him believe the Dolphins were destined for greatness. He wasn't just watching the game, he was conducting the crowd like a symphony of football fanatics. Here's what makes Denny's story truly unique. Starting in 1976, the Miami Dolphins actually put him on their payroll at $50 per game. That's right, the team paid him to be a superfan. This is almost unheard of in the NFL, where most superfans spend their own money to support their teams. But Denny's ability to motivate crowds and create atmosphere was so valuable that the organization decided he was worth paying for. Dolphin Denny witnessed the Dolphins' perfect 1972 season, their back-to-back Super Bowl wins, and the Dan Marino era that followed. He was there through the highs and lows, always wearing those glittering hats and always ready to fire up the crowd. When he passed away in 2007 at age 72 after battling kidney disease and cancer, the Dolphins lost more than a superfan. They lost a piece of their franchise's soul. Denny proved that superfans had become so integral to a team's identity that they became part of the payroll. He turned enthusiasm into employment and showed that sometimes the best way to support your team is to make it your life's work. Quick, before we get to Bearman, be a superfan for my channel and help me reach 5,000 subscribers by the start of the season. Don Wachter, Bearman, the Soldier Field legend. Don Wachter has spent nearly 30 years proving that you can literally become your team's mascot without being paid for it. Known as Bearman, Wachter shows up to every Chicago Bears home game in an elaborate bear costume that makes the official mascot look underdressed. This isn't some casual costume thrown together on game day. Bearman's outfit is a full-body bear suit complete with claws, fangs, and enough fur to survive a Chicago winter. He's been perfecting this look for nearly 3 decades, becoming such an iconic part of the Soldier Field experience that tourists ask to take pictures with him more than they do with actual players. What makes Bearman truly special is his consistency through the Bears' ups and downs. He's been there through coaching changes, quarterback disasters, and seasons that would make normal fans question their life choices. His 33-year streak as a season ticket holder means he's witnessed more Bears heartbreak than any human should endure, yet he keeps showing up in that bear suit. The Pro Bowl Hall of Fame recognized Bearman's dedication by inducting him into their Ford Hall of Fans in 2019. That's right, there's a guy in a bear costume who's officially enshrined in Canton alongside the greatest players in NFL history. He earned that honor by turning fandom into performance art. Bearman represents the pure joy of being a superfan. While other fans complain about ticket prices or team performance, he just shows up ready to be a walking, talking embodiment of Bears pride. He's proof that sometimes the best way to support your team is to literally become them. Ron Crackman Cracchiola, the ultimate survivor. Ron Crackman Cracchiola has endured more than 7 decades of Detroit Lions football, which should qualify him for some kind of humanitarian award. Since 1952, this man has shown up to Lions games dressed like a construction worker, complete with bib overalls cut into shorts, a hard hat, argyle socks, and lineman boots, ready to watch his team find new ways to break his heart. More than 7 decades. Think about that for a second. Crackman has been supporting the Lions since before most of their current fans were born, through decades of playoff droughts, coaching disasters, and the kind of organizational dysfunction that would make other franchises blush. He's witnessed more Lions losses than wins, more disappointment than celebration, and more maybe next year conversations than any human should survive. What makes Crackman legendary isn't just his longevity, it's his unwavering optimism in the face of constant disappointment. His construction worker outfit isn't just a costume, it's a symbol of the blue-collar Detroit mentality that refuses to quit, even when quitting would be the smart choice. The Pro Football Hall of Fame recognized Crackman's incredible dedication by inducting him into their Hall of Fans, making him one of the few people to be honored in Canton for watching football rather than playing it. Vice even made a documentary about him, fascinated by someone who could maintain such loyalty through such consistent heartbreak. Crackman represents the purest form of superfandom, loving your team not because they win, but because they're yours. He's proof that true dedication isn't measured in championships, but in showing up when no one else will. Sid Davey, the International Viking Warrior. Sid Davey took his love for the Minnesota Vikings so seriously that he crossed international borders to support them. This Canadian superfan from Winnipeg didn't just cheer for the Vikings from afar. He made the trip to Minneapolis regularly, dressed in full Viking warrior regalia, complete with horned helmet, purple face paint, and chainmail that would make actual Vikings jealous. But Sid wasn't content to just be another superfan in a costume. He founded the Viking World Order, a fan group that organized Vikings supporters and created a community around their shared obsession. This wasn't just casual fandom. This was organized international superfandom with Sid as the general leading his purple and gold army. What made Sid legendary was his interaction with the players themselves. He became famous for catching Vikings players during their touchdown celebrations, especially Randy Moss, who would leap into the stands knowing Sid would be there to catch him. This created a unique bond between superfan and superstar that went beyond typical fan-player relationships. Sid's dedication was so impressive that he was featured in Sports Illustrated, NFL.com, and the Star Tribune. His story became a symbol of how NFL stardom transcends borders and brings people together from different countries under one team's banner. Sid Davey proved that superfandom knows no boundaries, not geographic, not national, not even logical. He showed that sometimes loving a team means crossing borders, founding organizations, and turning your passion into a movement that inspires other fans to care just a little bit more. These 5 superfans represent different aspects of what it means to dedicate your life to supporting an NFL team. Tom Grossi shows us how modern superfans can use their passion to make the world better. Dolphin Denny proved that superfans can become so valuable they get paid for their enthusiasm. Bearman demonstrates that consistency and joy can turn anyone into a legend. Crackman represents the ultimate test of loyalty, supporting a team through 7 decades of disappointment and never giving up hope. And Sid Davey shows us that true superfandom transcends borders and brings people together from around the world. What unites all these superfans is their refusal to be casual observers. They've made supporting their teams into performance art, lifestyle choices, and in some cases, full-time careers. They understand that being a superfan means becoming part of the story, not just watching it unfold. These superfans remind us that being a fan is about more than just watching games on TV. They've turned their love for their teams into something bigger: community building, charity work, international connections, and pure unwavering dedication that inspires everyone around them. From Tom Grossi's charitable missions to Crackman's 7-decade marathon of loyalty, these superfans prove that there's no single way to love your team obsessively. They've each found their own path to superfandom, whether through modern content creation, glittering hats and team employment, bear costumes and Hall of Fame recognition, construction worker outfits and documentary features, or international Viking warrior personas. These superfans remind us that being a fan is a choice. You can watch from your couch, or you can become part of the show. You can complain about your team's failures, or you can dress up like a bear and cheer anyway. You can be a casual observer, or you can become a legend. The NFL is better because of superfans like these. They create the atmosphere, preserve the traditions, and remind us that sports are about passion, community, and finding something worth believing in. They're not just watching the game, they're living it, breathing it, and in some cases, becoming it. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible superfans, smash that like button and let me know in the comments which superfan's story impressed you the most. And if you want more deep dives into the characters and culture that make the NFL special, make sure to subscribe to Extra Point Explanation. Thanks for watching, and remember, being a superfan isn't about how much you spend or how loud you scream. It's about how much of yourself you're willing to give to something you believe in. These five superfans gave everything, and that's what made them legends.